Okay, some of you may know who a guy named Rich Roll is. He is a fairly well-known vegan, I guess, endurance athlete, ultra runner. And his story is basically he was a lawyer, kind of, I guess, had a lot of problems with alcohol, cleaned up his life, adopted veganism in his 40s, went on to become a pretty successful endurance athlete. You know, not winning world championships or anything like that, but doing well enough. And he was, you know, some deemed the fittest vegan on the planet or something like that, and has been, to his credit, fairly non-dogmatic about veganism. I mean, he's certainly been promoting it, and has, but has readily admitted that, you know, vegans certainly kill animals in their way of life. There are many, many deaths. In fact, maybe even more so. I think he's been able to admit that, and he's never been really a preachy, dogmatic, you know, meat is murder type of guy. So credit to that. But he's just recently revealed, and just for frame of reference, Rich is the same age as I am. We're both 55. And he has just recently revealed on a recent podcast of his that he has such severe back pain now that he can no longer compete. He can't swim, he can't cycle, he can't run due to severe unremitting back pain. And to me, this is not surprising. I see, and you know, it's not uncommon at all for a 55-year-old to have back pain. Let's put that out there. And he has, you know, as far as a vegan diet, he's been, from my understanding, fairly whole food, plant-based, not eating a lot of junk food. I'm sure he ate some, but and he's been an athlete, and so that mitigates a lot of you can mitigate a lot of the damaging effects from diet with athletics. And you know, there's some argument that would say, well, the only reason, Dr. Baker, you're not dead on a carnivore diet is because you engage in physical activity, and maybe there's some truth to that. Who knows? But what I do know is that we see a lot of vegans, they end up with basically deteriorating, and their joints deteriorate, and they become frail and sarcopenic. And he, you know, certainly he's not a guy that carries a lot of muscle mass. He's relatively lean, but not anyone you'd accuse of being overly muscular. And what we see in literature, particularly with regard to joint pain, musculoskeletal issue, is there are a number of studies out there now that show high insulin levels are associated with arthritic processes. You know, we see these inflammatory cytokines that are released in the joints when exposed to higher insulin levels. We see studies out there comparing low carb versus higher carb diets, and you know, or low fat versus low carb diets with regard to osteoarthritic knee pain. And again, we see the low carb generally does better. And so what I suspect is that, you know, just this accumulative combination of, you know, activity, perhaps, you know, and again, I don't think endurance athletes, you know, they may be setting them up for some trouble anyway. It's a different topic, but the combination of that plus a high carb vegan diet probably leading to continued deterioration. And the question I have is, you know, as he has been relatively non-dogmatic, do you think that he will announce that he is adding fish to his diet or some other animal source product, or go more in a more animal-based fashion? I'd be interested to see if that happens. What do you predict? And then what do you think the backlash would be among the vegan community? I'm sure they'll be pulling their hair out, you know, pretty quickly and screaming about that. So anyway, interesting to see, you know, I'm just going to play the audio for you guys, or a little video here. So listen to this real quick.
Experience of dealing with lower back pain. Suddenly I'm in a position where I can't run without pain. And even if I'm on the bike for more than a couple hours, my back becomes intolerable. I've got an L4 that's kind of out of whack and sciatic pain. So I was like, all right, well, I'll swim. I'll get in the pool. This should be supportive. And I signed up for the Key West 20-kilometer swim, which was just this past weekend, with the intention of competing in that. But when the yardage started to stack up around 6,000 or 7,000 yards per workout, like, my back just couldn't deal with it. And I don't know.
And so again, this is him talking about how bad his back is jacked up. So anyway, I hope the guy recovers. I wish him the best. Like I said, I never wish ill on anyone, but I hope that, you know, a willingness to maybe consider different dietary strategy, or consider that the diet could be contributing to this deterioration, which happens so frequently and so commonly. And lots of vegans, ex-vegans, have confirmed that they saw something similar. They had a lot of back pain, joint pain that went away when they went on a more animal-based diet. So let me know what you guys think. We'll talk to you soon.